Research has examined that a lot of relationships with cyberbullying or have some sort of bullying in it tends to have a lot of issues. Whoever's doing it tends to have a lot of internalized issues. So they will spew their opinions or their issues onto other people. It can also be very stressful for the person who is getting bullied. And to no surprise, there are a lot of people still to this day who are getting cyberbullied. A lot of people have been going through it for a very long time, whether you've started becoming cyberbullied recently or you've had it for a long period of time. It is something that is very common for a lot of people, especially in video games, and a lot of women as well, and men have this issue with cyberbullying. It can cause depression, it can cause suicidal thoughts, it can cause a lot of negative effects that can affect really anyone, not only adolescents, even though that happens to a lot of adolescents nowadays, but also a lot of adults as well. A lot of issues that happen with cyberbullying usually are caused by something or can become something even worse than maybe it was before. A lot of it is, like I said, internalized, but there's also a lot of it that can just be caused by self-esteem issues, or can cause self-esteem issues to that other person, can cause them to have certain mental disorders or maybe mental issues with themselves. So it's really important that people are watching what they're doing on the internet and that they're being very cautious at what they're saying, because there are so many things that you can say that can hurt someone, and a lot of people don't know that your actions and the words that you say to somebody can truly affect how they react and how they're interpreted.
What has your experience been with cyberbullying?
With cyberbullying, it's tough being the outcast, and students make fun of me all the time when I was little. And cyberbullying is just never fun. The times are tough when you think that you were the perfect one to fit in with all the others, but others just judge you and they just tell you that you can't be this, can't be that, can't do this, can't do that.
Cyberbullying has been I wouldn't say necessarily a tough experience for me. I've had my fair share of times where people have said some words or done some actions online, but honestly, it doesn't affect me how it used to when I was younger, because now I find it just to be kind of a bit on the pettyish side, to where people who want to bully somebody over technology or over not even face to face, I find it to be not more demeaning to the person that is trying to be the bully, because they're too scared to do it in front of somebody face to face.
With cyberbullying, it has physically, mentally drained me and has changed me as a person.
When I was younger, I used to have some issues with cyberbullying to where I felt depressed or upset, but now it really just doesn't bother me. I just blow it off because like I said in the previous question, it really does make no sense to be cyberbullied, because they're not doing it to you face to face. It means they're less of a man or woman in this day and age to bully somebody over technology.
So I have known plenty of people who have been cyberbullied and bullied in person, even online, and it has not been a pretty sight to see.
I've had a few friends that have been cyberbullied throughout their life, and I had some family. I wouldn't say necessarily family members that were, but they've had some tough experiences with people online.
Have you ever cyberbullied anyone? Please elaborate on that experience. How did you respond?
I have never cyberbullied anyone in my entire life, and I never will, because cyberbullying it's wrong, and it's just not being friendly towards another person or student or a classmate that you would know. Cyberbullying is just, it's hard for others because they may see you judging them as they judge you back as a person and individual.
I necessarily wouldn't say I did cyberbully people, but what I did is I knew how to mess with people back after they tried to do something to me, but I wouldn't necessarily call it cyberbullying. I would more likely put it towards, I would say, I wouldn't even say revenge because that seems a little bit too mean. I would put it more towards payback.
Did you let anyone know that you have been cyberbullied?
Yes, I have consulted with family and friends about that my entire life.
No, because in this day and age, nobody really does anything about cyberbullying because there's nothing much you can do. Yeah, people talk stuff about people online, they make threats, they talk bad about you, but what necessarily can somebody do? Ban them, block them? You're still gonna deal with it no matter where you go.
Did you feel protected at school or at home as far as being cyberbullied?
With cyberbullying, I do not feel protected, either at home or school, because I am constantly always feeling that I'm attacked, whether I'm having things done to me or said things to me, and it's just I don't like what I hear, what I see, and what I surround my people with.
Not really, because like when it comes to cyberbullying, it can happen anywhere, anytime, and then when I was younger, yeah, I didn't feel protected at the time, but now, honestly, I really don't care. If it happens, it happens. Only thing I know is that they're the less of a person because they're too scared to do their actual bullying in front of my face.
This documentary is about cyberbullying. Cyberbullying should never be anything that anyone needs to deal with because cyberbullying should never have anyone have their feelings hurt. Social media can be a very strong platform because social media and words themselves hurts no matter what. Social media and just people interacting with one another, it gives anyone a hard time. Cyberbullying or bullying in person or whether it's online, words being said, it shouldn't be mattered because words can hurt, but you shouldn't let it affect your mind mentally and physically. Bullying is anything that comes to words because when dealing with bullying, you need to talk to somebody, friends, family, or guardian. Whether you are in it alone or not, you should never be doing it on your own because some people have attempted suicide and that shouldn't be your last resort. Suicide is the last thing that you should ever be thinking about because you have more to life than to just end your life just because someone said something to you or threatened you or post something about you to your friends and family or you yourself. If you're ever dealing with that, come seek help from a therapist or friends and family or a cyberbullying hotline, which is helpful online. And you should never having to have no one be there to not listen because listening can help really like a lot. And just talking it out with somebody that you most feel admirable, like comfortable, and just dealing with that. Just please, I recommend you seek attention immediately if you ever are struggling by yourself and you're alone in it. You feel like you are in a dark place in your life. Please do not think that there's more to life. The more you are getting attention about it, the better it is for you.
Cyberbullying can affect a lot of people. It can affect their mental health. It can affect their physical health. I know a lot of people who have been cyberbullied that they don't want to eat, that they end up not having an appetite, or they eat a lot more, and that can lead to a lot of eating disorders. Cyberbullying can affect you in so many ways that you don't even realize until it happens. There are a lot of people out there who have gone through that, and this is something that, especially nowadays with social media, is an ongoing problem that is just getting worse and worse over the years. There's a bunch of resources that can help you though. You can go ahead and contact authorities like the police. If it gets really bad, you could tell a parent, tell an adult, tell somebody that maybe knows more about it. I personally went to a guidance counselor about it, or a teacher, someone that you can confide in and you can trust and you feel like you can talk to about it. Not only cyberbullying, but just bullying in general. But cyberbullying is a really big deal. A lot of people don't know about it until it happens to them. And a lot of schools have done a lot of advertisements for cyberbullying. more often now than there used to be, which is really great. And I believe we also have a number on the screen as well that can show you who to call as well if you don't have anyone in your life that you feel like you can confide in and you just need someone to talk to. But it is very important that you're able to speak to somebody and you're able to talk to somebody about it, because you are not alone. This happens to so many people, and if only people knew how much it could affect your mental health, your self-esteem, the way that you feel about yourself. It personally took me a lot of time to accept myself. I had a lot of therapy for a lot of self-esteem issues, for a lot of issues with people bullying and cyberbullying me. It can affect you for a very long time if you do not get help. And I personally feel like it is something that is necessary to get help for. There's only so much, it's only a matter of time where it gets worse, or if it becomes something that affects you so much to the point where you can't think, you can't speak, you can't focus in school. It can affect a lot more than you think. And a lot of people don't really know that until it happens. Thank you so much for watching this documentary. We really appreciate it. We have so many resources that you can reach out to if you really need it. But the best thing I can tell you, even though it sounds so cliche, but we mean it, is that you aren't alone. There are so many people that are going through the same things as you and you don't realize it. So please, 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 please contact someone, talk to anyone, because it's something that can affect you for the rest of your life if you don't. Thank you.